Subsidy pains. Labour insists on protest as Tinubu OK's 500 billion naira palliative 3,000 buses. This would find on the Punch. Fear grips residents over decomposing body. That's another headline on the Punch. Over 1 trillion naira saved since subsidy removal, says Tinubu. Federal government replies Falana insists NLC strike illegal. Lagos slashes fares by 50%. That's also a headline on the Punch newspaper. And you'd see this one here says external reserves shed $167.2 million as Naira slumps further. That's another headline you would also find on the Punch newspaper this morning. Still on the Punch, see what else we have here. Kanu says Nigerian government sponsoring ECBA, IPOB lawyer. That's a headline on the Punch. No crisis in Lagos LP, chairperson insists. And then you would find Junta-led Burkina and Mali won against military intervention in Niger. Headlines you would also see on the Punch newspaper. NEC may OK Ganduje as APC chair on Thursday. Those are a few of the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. Don't forget that we are alive on Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, on Twitter, Nigeria Info PH. NLC insists on going ahead with protests. Tinubu attacks hardship with 500 billion naira palliatives. That's how it's written on the Vanguard. Insecurity, we are recording positive results. Tinubu. This one says subsidy removal. Union directs maritime workers to fully participate in protests. That protest is supposed to begin tomorrow. And Nigerians are waiting to see whether or not it will begin, and if at all it does, whether or not it would last for a long period. Resident doctors strike bites harder as hospitals discharge patients. Those are the headlines you would see on the Vanguard newspaper. We go to the phone lines now and get your thoughts here. 0817-923-00017 and 0817-923-0003. Remember again, 0817-923-0007 and 0817-923-0003. Just keep it very short and brief. Let's go. First caller, your name, where you're calling from, and straight to the point. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
I'm calling from Elele.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I want to comment on the statement credited to my leader and the leader of my party in the state, Chief Ian Wike, the former past governor of Rivers State, who said Mr. President will not regret nominating him as a minister. I believe that statement, and I am optimistic that Chief Ian Wike will replicate what he did in the state at the federal level. I have so much belief in him. I know Wike is a man who has capacity. As a governor of the state, we all saw what he did. In 4 years, he built 12 flyovers. Not just flyovers. He also, in other sectors, he did a lot in this state. So
all right, thank you very much.
Believe that all we did in this state will be replicated.
Cookie Gam in Rimolumeni, good morning. Hello, Cookie Gam, good morning.
Andrew, good morning.
All right, go on.
Andrew, happy new month, my brother.
Happy new month to you. Go ahead.
Andrew, I listened to the presidential speech about the palliative he has rolled out for Nigeria. Andrew, a man that have an illness, you know that this is worrying you. What you do, attack that illness, stop that worrying you. our major problem is the refinery that had not been fixed for years. Let the president rule out 10 trillion palliative for Nigeria. It can never solve the problem. Only the problem is to work on a refinery. Only that's the problem Nigeria is having. I was expecting to hear that Port Harcourt refinery will start work by November. One will start work by July. But I don't know only bosses. This one, it will not solve the problem. The problem will remain there. Because when the oil price goes up in market prices, the price also go up to 7 right now. So let it work on the refinery to be produced. For labor to say tomorrow strike will go on, Andrew, I'm ready with my jean and my canvas to join the labor to march on the Port Harcourt tomorrow. But I'm begging the labor, if they postpone this strike tomorrow again or this protest tomorrow again, I never believe let me go. And let us do it for once to show this government that the power is belongs to the masses. Let us occupy Rivers, occupy Abuja, occupy Lagos tomorrow. If labor fails to do that, Andrew, I'll never believe again. Andrew, thank you. Good morning.
All right, thank you, Cookie Gam. Robin is in a chair. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, my brother. Same Andrew.
Yeah, welcome.
Please let them let the poor breathe. The president broadcast. I have gone through it. I did not watch it, but I had to go through it online afterwards. It's a shame and a big disgrace that a country like Nigeria, the giant of Africa, has self-acclaimed. The president will make a broadcast of 41 points from number 1 to 41. He did not mention the refinery. The Nigerian Moribond refinery did not mention one. And this is what I have been shouting. How can President Tinubu come on board as a president and for 2 months running, the issue of petrol, people are agitating. He has not mentioned it, and here we are, the first national broadcast yesterday. The president never mentioned refinery. What is palliative? Telling us 50 billion. He has ordered for grain to be given, fertilizer. What do you plant now that you will harvest in the next 6 months? He's telling us about bus, 3,000 bus to be procured between now and when next year. This is shocking, and it's a shame and disgrace. For those who believe in the leadership of Tinubu, it's a shame and a very big shame.
Hey, Robin, thank you very much. Temple in Rumomasi, good morning.
Good morning, the very distinguished Ifemi Andrew. Wishing you a glorious new month.
Hey, happy new month to you. Go ahead.
Yes, I think I want to sincerely appeal to Labour. I don't think they should continue to tell us they want to vote. They should start immediately. Delay is dangerous. I hope they don't disappoint this time. But I want to appeal to Mr. President, because that presidential speech was just like romancing the wounds, on the faces of Nigerian people. When he was talking about his target, I thought his target was, trying to make sure that our refineries begin to work immediately as fast as possible. Because for me, all these palliatives that are being rolled out, 500 billion, 3,000 buses, these are not going to solve Nigerian immediate problems. Things are skyrocketing on daily basis. Mr. President should do the needful. Our refineries need to work so that this issue of fuel price, international market price, the dollar increasing, the inflation, will put a stop. Those are the things we expect Mr. President to do for us. And I also want to appeal to our former Governor Wike to please make us proud. Thank you so much.
Clinton in Bori, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Welcome.
Yeah, I listened to Mr. President last night. Brilliant points given in the speech, but I think that does not solve the problem Nigerians are facing right now. I talked about palliative buses, talked about minimum wage, talked about sponsoring SMEs and doing access roads in rural areas. And these are brilliant ideas. But what about the refineries? Because all these problems you have hovers around the price of PMS. And if this is not addressed, the problem will still persist. If you like told me civil servants, 100,000 minimum wage, it affects us. So I think what the government need to do is to use that 1.3 million that they save in 2 months to fix either 1 or 2 refineries so that the price of community will go back to normal. And secondly, former Governor Wike confirmed as a minister designate. Congratulations to him. And my only charge to him is that he should try to attract quality projects to the state, because in previous occasions we've seen ministers in Marshall Rivers, they have nothing to show. So again, congratulations.
All right, Clinton, thank you.
very much.
Mufasa from NTA Road, good morning to you.
Yeah, hi Andrew, good morning.
Yeah, welcome, Mufasa.
Yeah, let me quickly join my voice with last caller to congratulate the former governor. And let me also say that you see, a lot was said yesterday by the president, but like what some previous callers have said, that we're expecting him to make strong categorical statements about our refineries and when we should be expecting the refineries to come upstream. Since nothing was said about it, I'm sure a lot of people's hopes, was dashed yesterday. So I'm appealing to the federal government to look at that sector, which for me is what is making this whole removal of subsidy is biting hard on Nigerians. And lastly, you see, the state governor, Sim Fubara, will commence demolition of houses and properties for the commencement of the ring road. For me, I think that is a fantastic development. This is a project that we're expecting to start and end in record time. So for me, I urge Rivers people to support this project so that we can have a ring road that the entire state will benefit from at the end of the day.
All right, Leighton Barry is in Bori. Good morning, Leighton Barry.
Good morning, Ifeanyi Andrew.
Hey, go on.
Happy New Month.
All right, wish you same.
Yes, thank you. Let me look at the press statement by our president. My major concern on the statement of our president on how to provide greens, fertilizers, and transportation to the transportation system to pushing the effect of subsidy removal without mentioning how to revamp our refinery is not all a good call for me. My concern is that if refineries are being repaired, it will send a whole lot of food hike. We all understand in this country that fuel drives the major part of our economy. And we will cheat ourselves if our refinery is not in place and we say we are going to provide all these things which are necessary for government to do for its people when things are good and when things are not good. And we are not sincere to our people. Please, I want to beg the president, please try and reason with the citizens. They are complaining that our refinery is not in place. This is the number one stone that can kill a lot of birds. I want to beg the president to listen to even the NLC. If the NLC are sincere to deliver, the responsibility will shadow on them. Please, president,
all right, Leighton Barry, thank you. Point made. Let's go to Susie Nerema. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Yeah, go ahead, Susie.
Let me also say that there is no way the president could have said everything on his media brief. After all, the government makes policy, and the policies are targeted at making life bearable for the people. So, to this extent, there are both extremes, the government and the people. The people are reacting in another diverse way, and the government is also listening. So, and if there is a situation with a backlash like this, there is always a review in policy making, which I believe that the government will always, because when he said he was going to pay 8,000, there was a backlash, and at the end of the day, the government received their decision to pay 8,000 naira after listening to the people. It is part of the system. And then Wike now is a minister designate. What do you expect? He is supposed to be, because he is qualified to that extent. And then it was also read on your news yesterday. Congratulations to him and to also our JAJ, who is now the electronic media aid to the governor of Rivers State. Thank you very much, Susie, for the community.
All right, Susie, thank you. Lugard is in a chair. Hello, Lugard. Good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, if you hear me.
Welcome.
Greet especially. Good morning. On the issue of Labour insisting on strike, I'm appealing to Labour to please not to disappoint millions of Nigerians waiting for this protest. Ilugaman have mobilized my supporters, and we are going to hit up the streets of Port Harcourt. On the issue of my governor, former Governor Wike, telling us that he changed the landscape of Port Harcourt, I begin to wonder where and how. Is it by constructing overhead bridges from one pole to pole? Is that the change of landscape? On the statement he made that I will not disappoint Mr. President, my brother Andrew, if you ask me, Governor Wike have disappointed the Rivers people who voted him
Former
into power
governor.
in 2015. He has also disappointed the former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Chibika-Amechi, who made him what he is today. He has also disappointed Goodluck Jonathan, who made him the governor of Rivers State in 2015. So for me, that statement is neither here nor there. Look at the billions of naira this former governor received during his own time.
Right, look at
billion. Where is that money? He failed to account for the money he received when he was the governor of Rivers State.
Akanto is in Bori, JJ is in Rumi. Well, just a correction. Former President Jonathan did not make former Governor Nyesom Wike governor. He supported him to be governor. There was an election and people voted, and that was how he was made governor. He was only supported by the former president. Akanto is in Bori. Good morning, Akanto.
Good morning, my friend and my brother, Andrew.
Yeah.
Happy New Year to you, Andrew.
Yeah,
Happy
thank
New Year
you.
to Rivers people and Nigeria. First, may I sincerely congratulate the former governor of Rivers State, E.N. Wike, for training and confirmation as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I want to also congratulate my friend, one of our callers here, J.A.J., for his appointment by the governor of Rivers State as the special advisor on electronic media. And for the statement of the governor of Rivers State, to hit the ground running for the green route, I think I know that we start. I want to commend him, and I want to say the affected area, those structures or buildings or facilities that will be affected, they should not fall at the provisions as to cushion the effects of that those buildings that should be affected.
Yeah,
then the LNC for strike and the statement by Mr. President, I think we were expecting so much from Mr. President because we were saying that this is Messiah that has come to rescue Nigeria. But this is another disappointment so far because the first statement to Nigeria, nothing than what we were expecting from him, are not coming forth. So I want to beseech Mr. President that Nigeria needs a refinery, a reformation on the refinery. So the all
right, Akanto, thank you very much. Let's now leave and go to Rumigbo. JJ is on the line. Hello, JJ. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome.
Yes. I want to say the president would not regret bringing me in as a minister according to our former performing governor. And you also heard what the Senate president told him. Was begging him that what you did to transform Rivers State, please bring it to the national. And when I was small, somebody told me that I like drinking this malt drink because you look at it from the bottle, you know what it will do in your body. That's how I'm looking at the former governor, Nyesom Wike, that we already know as the infrastructure governor of the year, and that was last year, by opposition president Muhammadu Buhari. And at the end of the day, you saw what happened. It was also called Mr. Project by opposition vice president. So all those put together, I think he will roll off his sleeve and start working immediately. And I want to say kudos to the governor of Rivers State that compensation and demolition work have started on the Port Harcourt Ring Road, not like the other one that they paid the 100 billion, a whooping 100 billion. I will not know where he entered today. So for me, I say kudos to the governor. Let's go there, roll off our sleeve and start working immediately. Thank you very much.
David in Ngboba, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Andrew.
All right, go on, David.
Yes. Yeah. Now, this issue of labor calling on strike or not calling on strike, it does not arise. Nigerian masses should know that the very way armed bandits are taking over Northeast, that is the same way political bandits have taken over Nigeria. And if anybody is sitting on the fence, you're either a coward or a traitor. We should come out and snuff life out of these people because they don't mean well for the future generation. Honestly, those of us who remember for Nigeria should pray that these political bandits should not have air to breathe. And those who say, let these political bandits not have air to breathe, say aye. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Tamano Siki is on the line. Is calling from Roma Holu. Okay, we lost that call. On Facebook, Obioma Noble says, you're providing buses for students and you increase tuition fees for Unity schools. How would that work? Why not get our refineries working in order to make life easy for everybody? Clever Sonny says, I'm so disappointed in the president for appointing the former governor of Rivers State into his government. Thank God Ability says, no plan to fix our refineries. There's nothing to take home in Mr. President's nationwide broadcast. Won Sirim Chimeme says, Mr. President did not tell us how our refineries will work. I think it's a major concern, the fact that we didn't hear that. A lot of people expected to hear something in that direction. Monday Omeoka on Twitter says, Mr. President's address is so irritating as workers and families struggling with their peanut salaries and income in the past 2 months without palliative or increase in salary. Thank God the Twigbu says there's nothing to take home from the president's nationwide broadcast. No plan to fix our refineries. At Anunobi Casey on Twitter says, I urge NLC protest. I urge those that blocked INEC office with masquerades for a week to redemonstrate their God-given talents by taking their masquerades to Abuja. There's no better time for this masquerade demonstration than now. Skifu Piro says, I did not find any meaningful statement from the president's broadcast. Plenty of comments on Twitter. At Lorenzo Delight says, broadcast made by the president without talking about how to fix our refineries is not ideal. Tony Anthony on Twitter says, NLC should be mindful and apply caution in its planned protest. And C__ O'Miley says, okay, let's go on to some of the WhatsApp messages now. This one says, it's not all about going on to protest by NLC. Our demand must be clear, which is government should fix our refinery. Jackson from Aba, you sent that message. This one says, it is not an irony that everybody in this country knows that fixing our refinery will solve our problem, but then for some strange reasons, those in power don't see it the same way, which is also what I've been wondering. I'm not Einstein. I don't think I'm the smartest person in the world, and I'm sure many of us would not say, oh, we are the most intelligent people in the world, but we know that you just need to do that first. And if you listen to the comments this morning, everybody has been on that page. Solve that problem for us so we don't have to refine these products outside the country and import it in here to sell. And that would affect the price because we're using the international market. Andrew, good morning. I'm highly disappointed with the president's speech. How can the president decide to spend his time on nothing? How can you solve the economic problem of Nigeria without fixing our moribund refineries? The amount of monies that are being put into these refineries, maybe we could have just decided to say, let us use and put in for the palliative, the this and the that. Just if you are told Nigerians, please bear with us, just endure. The refineries, we need to make the refineries work with this money. I'm pretty sure people will be excited and are willing to wait to see it. Let's just wait and watch President Tinubu. He might do well. Marvelous from Omwanwa. You sent that message in. Another one here on WhatsApp says, Andrew, it's obvious both president and presidency do not mean well for the citizens of this country. Aboyo Kinsley from Rumokuta. You sent that message in. We have a short commercial coming now. After that commercial, some more messages. Stay tuned.
Hey, we need to read all of this in the next 30 seconds, okay?
All of it.